Hey guys, Buildzoid here, and today I want to do a channel update video because basically, let's just try get it over with. So I want to move, and I've said this on live streams. I've said it on the AHOC Discord, which by the way is patrons only. So don't like ask me for a link because you're not gonna get one. But if you want a link, Patreon. Um, Man, I feel so bad about just doing that. Like, that is such a, especially after I just said like I want to move. But here's the thing with, and by that I mean like move flats, not like move, like physically move. I mean like move from one flat to, I'm not sure if another flat, like I don't really care. It's just like needs more space and needs to not be so, like it needs to be better. Let's put it that way. I don't like, the thing is like I don't consider this flat to be like that bad, but like it just gets in the way of me producing videos, you know. And honestly, like in other words, it gets in the way of me playing with my toys because most of AHOC is me like, and it's not even so much producing videos. It gets more in the way of doing live streams than anything else. Um, and so that's the thing is just like, yeah, I want to move. I want to move so that I have more space and so that the space I get is better and so that I can produce more, like, so I can make more, like I can do more live streams, and so that, you know, I can potentially produce more videos with less effort. You know, that's my goal, is to minimize the amount of work I need to do to get a video out. And some people might be like, but Buildzoid, you keep reshooting videos. Isn't that a lot of work? Not really. I don't really consider that like heavy work. Like writing a script, difficult. Saying roughly the same things in different order over and over again, not that difficult. At least until the point where, you know, my brain gets fried from doing so many retakes that I can't remember what I already said and didn't. Um, then we have a problem, but, you know, like, that's not, it's not a huge deal to me. Because right now, basically, it feels like I have the hardware, I have the time, but I don't have the space. Right, that's what it feels like. And that's super annoying. And the thing is, like, yeah, I could convert my time into space by redoing, you know, doing a bunch of really redundant actions, like tearing down a test bench so that I can make way for a live stream set, and then go right back to, and then tearing down the live stream set and rebuilding the test bench, which is like, I don't want to do that, you know. I like, it's just like that is pointless work. To me, that is pointless work. I hate that kind of work. I just not doing it. So basically, I've just axed like live streams have basically gotten pretty axed by that, um, because yeah, it's just like, unfortunately, like I'd like to live stream a lot of like DDR3 platforms and old GPUs that don't work on, like, you know, modern motherboards a lot of the time, especially dual core, like dual GPUs. They really don't play well with modern motherboards. Like, try boot a GTX 590 on a Z490 motherboard. Like, good luck with that. And now try run quad SLI on GTX 590s on a Z490 motherboard. Like, you're probably never going to get it to work. Because, well, I'm not sure if there's some exception on Z490, but at least on Z390, every single motherboard I own refuses to boot a GTX 590 attached to the CPU. So you have to run it through the chipset. And it's like, okay, so if we run GPU, like but there's only one chipset PCIe slot, so you can't quad SLI. And so that's the thing. So I have a lot of hardware in my collection where it's like, it's sitting here collecting dust, and if I just had the space, like, I'd actually be getting the use out of it that I want to get out of it. Because, like, I'm annoyed about it. Like, I don't want it sitting here collecting dust. I'm annoyed that it's collecting freaking dust. Which is just part of the whole, like, this flat being kind of, You know? And also, the reason why, the thing that motivated this video is actually my landlord deciding that he's gonna like do some renovations on the flat, which meant that I had to reorganize all of my boxes, which made me, you know, like going through all of my boxes just made me realize like this is a like made me appreciate that one, I don't actually have that much hardware. Like it really isn't that much. It's just that I'm really inefficient at storing it and using it. Because again, the storage situation is not just a space problem, it's also that I didn't expect to stay in this flat as long as I ended up being in it. And so, you know, my storage solution for all of the hardware has been to basically just use floor space, and not very efficient at all. And so the end result of that is that, yeah, and now I'm annoyed that, hey, I just cleared out all this space so that the renovations could get done, and now I'm going to move all of those boxes right back to where they were so that they can start collecting dust again in the exact same positions that they were in before, which, again, is just that pointless freaking work. You do something only to undo it immediately afterwards, and it's just like, I hate that so much. Because it's like, yeah, like I just have a fundamental problem with doing things to undo them immediately. And there's a lot of things in life that you need to do that get undone just by existing, right? Cleaning up, which, like, I hate cleaning for that main reason. It's just like you clean up and then 3 weeks later, it's like you never did anything at all. And so I like, and you know, and so, you know, I struggle with that. And then it's just like, and then you throw in the fact that like I need to deal with the limited space, and it's just like, and that's why we don't have that many live streams. It's not that I have a lack of stuff to do, like the lack of stuff I'd like to do on live streams. It's just that I can't like mentally get myself to set up a bloody live stream in this environment because it takes so long and it gets in the way of producing other videos that like I just don't do it. Which I think is a real shame because like the live streams are the live streams are cool and I really want to play with a lot of that hardware, and I actually want to be like I don't buy this stuff to store it in boxes and look at how pretty it is, because especially since you can't even see it through the bloody box anyway, right? Like if I wanted to have boxes on display, I should have just bought empty boxes. And so I really want to move, because when I move, the goal is to get more space, better space, no more crappy carpet, much less dust as a result of that, right? Proper, like, set up the storage properly. Have more space so that I can actually have, like, some, like, I've still not figured out how I'd like to set up the desks, but I'm thinking, like, if I keep all, like, I'm thinking in the future, I'd like to have all of the storage on wheels. So that way, if I decide to reorganize the desk space, I don't need to, like, reorganize all of the boxes. I can just wheel around all of the, like, hardware. And speaking of the boxes, reorganizing all of my GPUs and motherboards and CPUs and memory sticks made me realize one thing. A lot of these boxes, for especially the GPUs, are horribly space inefficient. Like, boxes that are 3 to 5 times the size of the GPU, twice as thick, like 2 to 3 times as thick, 4 times as, like, twice as wide, twice as tall. Like, what the hell is this? Like, there's more foam by volume, more foam than GPU in the box. And it's not like, and a lot of them don't even have like a bunch of accessories or anything. It's just like, it's just foam. Just tons and tons of foam. And it's stupid. It's really stupid. And so that's another thing that I'm thinking, like, yeah, like, once I get everything moved, I can reorganize everything into not only into being like more dense in terms of boxes per, you know, meter of floor space. I could actually reduce the size of the boxes themselves. I don't want to get rid of the boxes completely because they do serve as a, you know, a protective barrier from the surroundings. So I'll figure something out where everything like anti-static bags and then some kind of anti-static like bubble wrap in between everything or something. Which, like, that's technically not a box, but it serves the same purpose, right? Like, most of the box is foam anyway, so, like, that's the thing, is just, like, I want the foam part without all of the excess foam and excess box in there. So it's just like, yeah, move, set up proper storage. If the storage is on wheels, it'll make it so much easier to potentially rearrange the room if I have an idea for, like, a different way I want to try shoot videos. And just, and also, like, just have an environment that's easier to clean. Because I really feel bad about how much dust was on a lot of those boxes. Like, I do feel bad about that, because it's like, these are my GPUs, and my motherboards, and I am neglecting them. And the insane amount of spider webs and dust behind them is proof of that. And just seeing that when I was shuffling everything around to make space was just like, that was really disappointing. Like, that really disappointed me, because it's like I'm neglecting my stuff. It's mine. It should not be in this condition. Especially since, like, I'm the guy who freaking washes the crap out of every GPU and motherboard that I buy from eBay. Like, literally, I get a lot of stuff that comes through my hands, like, I get it to the point where it looks almost factory new. At least the PCBs. Heat sinks are a different matter, because a lot of the, like, the way the fin stacks are set, like, put together, they tend to, like, catch dust really well, and it's just borderline impossible to get out at that point. So, yeah, I wish you can always just like take tweezers to it and individually remove little tufts of dust out of every fin fold, but that takes so damn long that I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit there and do that for however long it takes to get the heatsink spotless. But the PCBs, yeah, spotless, like spotless. Because then it's like, and so then I take my spotless GPUs and motherboards and stick them in boxes, and then they gather dust from oh man. So yeah, this is a really weird whiny video. Sorry about that. And also, like, the whole, like, yeah, I want to move so that I can basically play better. Like, it's easier for me to play with my toys. Like, that feels really, like, I like announcing this. It feels like, because I know a lot of people were like, oh, Buildzoid, you should buy a RTX 3090 and play with that. And it's just like I don't even want to bring a RTX 3090 into this environment. Like, it's just like, no. No, an I need to not that's part of the reason why you don't see the why I've never, like, a lot of people have requested, or a lot of people I've seen requests for a room tour, right? Like, yo, Buildzoid, where do you live? And it's just like, I wish you never knew. I really wish you never knew. Because the only thing that keeps me from the thing is, if I'm working on testing something, it's easy to forget about the mess around me, but then you finish up testing and go like, oh, right, I need to pack this up, switch motherboards, and it just is really demotivational. Is really, really demotivational. And so it's just like, I want to make a work environment, the thing, I still feel it's super disingenuous to call it a work environment. Okay, like, setting up cameras, sure, that's work. Setting up cameras is work. But the testing, that's what I do in my freaking spare time. Like, I've literally, done LN2 overclocking sessions off camera because they're just fun. You know, it's like I legit think running LN2 is fun for the sake of running LN2. Um, and so, you know, that's the thing, is just like, and I cap mod GPUs out of boredom. I've joked about it in the videos, but it's true. It's like I enjoy messing around with like, hey, can I get the oscilloscope measurements to clear up, and can I get the GPU to clock a little bit higher by just making some minor like what I consider minor modifications to the PCB that ultimately take an hour. And that, again, like that's the kind of thing, like I could live stream that entire process. I could, if it weren't for the fact that I'd like, you know, like I'm dealing with the setup that I'm dealing with. Though, admittedly, recently I've fixed the whole getting the camera pointed into the corner of the desk where I do all of my soldering. And when I say corner, I mean corner, because yeah, there's no space on the rest of the desk. Like oh man, the suspension really didn't like that. That turn is really tricky. Like that turn is my least favorite part of this entire race. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I've said everything I kind of want to say. It's just like I want to move. It's now it's like like the priority of that has been shifting upwards, but really me having to reorganize all of my boxes has just made me realize like no. It's not like I wanna. It's like I need to move. And yeah, and once I move, like the goal is to just make more of it, like just do AHOC, but do it better, you know? And not in the sense that you're going to see higher production quality. No, I just mean more quantity. Because that's the thing, is like, I care far more about getting information out there than getting information out there in like some presentable format. Okay, like that's kind of the thing. Is just like I've always valued the contents over the delivery. And so, you know, like, because I watch a lot of other YouTube channels, and some of them, it's just like they have a hell of a lot more polish than I do, but it's just like a lot of the time I'm sitting there like, yeah, but I don't care for the polish like at all, or um, yeah. Like the funny thing is just like a lot of the YouTube channels I do watch, it's like, well, tech channels, like the thing is watching tech channels for me is really like it's really boring most of the time. Because I just get to watch things that like a lot of the time I already know, or in the case of some channels, like I get to watch them sitting there going like, oh no, they're doing it wrong, and they don't even realize they're doing it wrong, and or you know, or they're just doing it like sometimes it's not even so much wrong, it's just like suboptimally, like very suboptimally, but you know. So that's the thing. It's just like I want to move, and then hopefully I'll do more live streams, and I don't know, maybe like not, you know, also like maybe not having a mess around me, or as much of a mess around me, because the thing is I'm not a very organized person. Like my thoughts, like my room reflects my thought process quite accurately, in fact. Um and so I don't think it would get significantly like more organized or anything like that, but it would like there's a difference between having like an impractical pile of stuff where it's like you have to actually dig through multiple layers and it's annoying, and funnily enough, that's how I organize all of my spare screws. Instead of trying to worry about like thread size or anything, I just chuck them all in one box because it makes cleaning up easier. And then when I need a specific screw, yeah, like it takes me a while to find them, but actually, I've gotten decent at it. Like I feel like that's not the worst. Like searching for screw, like the right screw for a specific like heatsink, not that much of a problem in my opinion. That's not one of the things that annoys me. Like the things that annoys me is dust. Like dust annoys me to no end. Um, Like the other fun issue with the dust situation for me is that I actually live on like the main street in and out of the city, or one of the main streets in and out of the city. So the side effect of that is if I open up the window, all the traffic going by, which is also why you all hear like police and ambulance sirens in my videos occasionally, is just like I live on like literally the most main street, like one of the most busy streets in the entire city. So yeah, you're gonna have police and ambulances going down it all the time, multiple times a day. And the thing is, but the thing is with that, like the traffic obviously kicks up a bunch of dust. So having the window open is just like, yep, there we go. There's more dust. So those are all things that annoy me, you know, and they get in the way of my ability to make videos. And like the thing is just like there's no ulterior motives to me wanting to move because I don't have a life outside of AHOC. Which, might sound kind of sad, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I just want AHOC to be better. And I've decided that at this point, what I really feel like would make the biggest difference is me having more space. And I figured I'd share that thought with you. And I don't want this to come across like begging. Okay? Like, I really don't want to make this come across like begging, because especially in these times right now, like I feel like the channel's doing better than ever, right? So I don't want you all to like I don't want this to sound like I'm begging for more support than I'm already getting. Like I feel like I stole something with how much support I already get, right? Like how did somebody this lazy and stupid get into my position? Like, how the hell am I allowed to do this? How the hell is there not a channel run by somebody who's better than me at this, that's more successful at this point? And I guess part of that is just, like, I do have the time to just commit, one video every, like, my personal goal is, like, one video every other day, and I'm basically hitting that for this year. And that makes a big difference. From my understanding of how YouTube works, that makes a big difference. Just, being able to crank out a lot of videos. And in the future, I would like to not only crank out a lot of videos, but also a lot of live streams. Because I think the live streams are actually, like, potentially more interesting. Because, I really want to explore platforms that I've not overclocked before. And I messed around, it was like I did a live stream some time ago where I messed around with X58 for the first time. It was really cool. I have a bunch of really cool X58 motherboards. Some of them in great condition, some of them in not so great condition, some of them where, I fixed them by bending back a single pin. And I also want to make PCB breakdowns of those boards, but well, I have such a massive backlog of stuff to make PCB breakdowns about that it's just kind of getting out of, like, it's completely out of hand at this point, so yeah. And that's the thing, though, is, like, the funny thing is, like, before the renovation took place, like, I was killing it on making videos. Like, I was really killing it. Like, I think I was doing, like, 2 videos a day for a bit. And then, of course, the renovation hit, so I spent, like, so many hours reorganizing boxes, very depressed about the condition that all of my boxes were in. I hate referring to all of my hardware as boxes, but that's, it's representing GPUs and motherboards, right? Like, they're not just boxes. Like, it's kind of like how I refer to everything I have as junk, but I care about my junk a lot. Like, a lot, it's just like, yeah, this GPU is junk, but it's my junk, and I would like it to be the very best junk that it could ever be. And I hope I don't kill it, because, like, that's the thing, is just like I don't like intentionally killing hardware either. That's that's the awkward issue with like the 7970 Vapor X, where I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna steal the VRM off of that, and like obviously I had to clean that thing up because of the renovation thing, but also like I kept stalling on actually cutting it up because I was like, but maybe just maybe it's my fault that the memory doesn't overclock, you know? There has to be some other way that like there has to be something better I can do. Or like, oh, but the voltage controller is going to be annoying to reconfigure, so you know I shouldn't cut it because of that. And it's just like just get it over with. Like the funny thing is the ample that is necessary for that card to run. It's not necessary. I guess if I bought another like dead 7970 Vapor X, where instead of like the dead display drive, it had like dead core or something. I could steal the display drive circuitry off of that card and fix my card properly, and it wouldn't need the ample anymore. But the thing is, dead 7970s still go for like 15 quid. An ample, I think, is like 20 quid, and then therefore, like, this is just completely bloody stupid, especially since the card isn't even that great in the first place. But yeah, I guess I should, and you know what, maybe I should give it a proper send-off on liquid nitrogen, which I haven't been buying in ages because there's not enough space to work with liquid nitrogen here anymore, because the couch is occupied by boxes. Like, before I had so much stuff, I did use the couch for, like, supporting the doer. And yeah, well, now the couch is relegated to more temporary storage and therefore cannot handle liquid nitrogen pouring duties, and man, I freaking hate myself. I hate myself so much. Actually, no. At this point, I'm just kind of indifferent to how much I suck. Don't worry about me. I'm half joking. Welcome. I've been like this for ages. It's just like most of the time, I try not to. Like, I intend, like, if I'm in a really bad mood, I just straight up don't record videos because I don't want to sound depressed while making a video about something that's really cool. It's like I feel like it's a disservice to the motherboard. It's not so much for your guys' sake. It's like, I'm not going to make a video, like, that was one of the big reasons why the Apex video was really delayed. Was I had Apex, like, pictures of the Maximus 12 Apex for ages and ages and ages, but I just wasn't feeling, you know, like, excited at the time, and I was like, no, I'm not shooting a video about a Maximus 12 Apex while sounding like I want to die. That's just not okay. You can't talk about that motherboard in that tone. And I'm fine, by the way. Like, seriously, I'm fine. Like, this is the thing, like, man, this video is awful. This is the worst video, by far, ever. All I want to do is test GPUs and motherboards, but life is so difficult. Oh, man. First world problems, right there. Of the highest level. Like, I have next level first world problems. Right? Because, like, imagine having my freaking job where even I, like, admit, it's like, I'm basically just playing with my toys. And I still find things to complain about. And that's the thing is, like, you know, like, I get sent an incredible motherboard, and I probably still find things to complain about. So maybe it's just, like, I should be less of a, like, I don't think that's ever gonna change. Though. And at this point, this video is going nowhere. So I think it's about time to end it. The video, not me. Oh, man. I've been awake for way too long. On way too little sleep, by the way. This video is going out the window. I'm not. Not that it would do anything. I'm on the I'm on the ground floor. Oh, man. Okay, now it's getting really bad. So I mean the video again. I need to stop with that. Or, like, at this point, it's getting old. Anyway, so I guess I do apologize for wasting all of your time, but I guess if for some, like, if you enjoyed my terrible jokes here at the end of it, if you can even, Like, I don't even know if they're that great. I find them funny. They're jokes. There. My crappy sense of humor allows me, like, doesn't matter how many people think it's funny, as long as I think it's funny. It's a joke. There. Um, Also, the finish line is like seconds away, so that's why I'm slowing down. But yeah, so that's it for the video. I do apologize for wasting so much of your time with my incessant whining about things that really aren't that bad. But yeah, the next biggest goal for AHOC is I want to move. So if you notice any disruptions, it's because of that. And there. That's it for the video, so thanks for watching and goodbye, I guess. I don't feel like doing the full outro because it just feels stupid at this point.